What is going on, everybody? This is Jackson from JD Sports Zone, and today I have another special Banana Ball interview with Ole Miss baseball alum and now pitcher for the Loco Beach Coconuts, Will Ethridge. Will, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this. How's your day going? And happy holidays.
Hey, it's going great. I got rid of, or I took care of some business on the field today. Did 28 tempo runs, and my body's it's not too thrilled with that. 28 is quite a bit, but hey, I had to do it. Tomorrow is actually my 28th birthday, so I was like, if I'm going to do any amount, I have to do my number for my birthday. It's just like go for it, get through it, and yeah, the body's feeling good afterwards though, and we're ready for the season. We're pumped.
I'm glad that you're excited personally. I'm not as physically active as I'd like to be. There's a reason why I'm interviewing you on a podcast and, not out there on that field. I look up to, Ben Parker, Local Beach. I mean, I see that guy putting out some stuff on his page out there. But my first question for you, obviously you spent many years in the Rockies organization after your tenure at Ole Miss. I want to ask you, at this point in your baseball career, as you said, you turn 28 tomorrow. Happy early birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
I want to ask you what kind of led you to Banana Land instead of continuing the pro baseball route?
Yeah. So, all baseball careers do come to an end at one point. I just thought that with the Rockies, that my time had kind of come to an end in 2023. I was very thankful for every opportunity they gave me. And, I just kind of want to try something different, try life outside of baseball. Because this is my first time in literally like the whole 20 years of me playing baseball, trying to do something other than baseball related activities. So, got into golf caddying, just wanted to stay active while I finished up my degree at Ole Miss, and then just kept doing that and got involved with a lot of great people there. Serving people who I've never met before in my entire life and just treating them like their family. And it led me into getting baseball lessons again. It's like, hey, baseball is still a part of me. It's a huge part of me. It's been a whole part of my previous 20 years of existing on this earth, really. So I was trying to give back with what I knew from the baseball that I went through it with the Rockies, through Ole Miss and everything, trying to teach these kids, baseball, everything is just on a huge climb up. You look at all these training guides, all these, programs that 10 years ago, 95 was really good. 10 year or right now, 95 is average in MLB. So we're trying to get those kids to get to that point early on in their career. So that's where I found myself is that I want to fight to, stay involved in baseball essentially. And, after all those lessons I gave about 8, 10 months in, I was like, I can still do this. I feel good. Why do I feel like did I give up too early on baseball? And I literally reached out to my buddy, Zach Phillips, knew him from Ole Miss and decided that, hey, now is the right time. We're adding 2 new teams. Go ahead and get yourself in shape and we'll see you at the tryout. So, I gave it all I got. I basically decided that in May of this year, and just I had 5 months to prepare. I could do anything I needed to get ready in those 5 months, and came out, had a blast, dominated the baseball or the tryout. So felt really good about my chances going into the draft, and had a good conversation with Croco leading up to it, and really thrilled to be a Loco Beach Coconut.
I mean, it's great that you're thrilled to be a Local Beach Coconut, and I love hearing all the transitional stories post college to obviously pro ball, and then the journey to Banana Land. I mean, I've seen the field goal videos with the
Yeah.
golf club and the football, and you being involved in obviously your community, teaching the younger generation about baseball, and leading them in that path. And I mean, that's really awesome to hear. And honestly, I'm glad that you're excited about Local Beach Coconuts. Honestly, I think they have some of the greatest jerseys. I think one of the greatest, I guess, mentalities because Coach Croco says he talks about laying it down. He talks
Mhm.
about, everything with the family atmosphere there. And I've already heard stories about the group chats and Zoom calls early on from JD Urso. I look forward to seeing what you guys do in 2026. Now, I want to ask you this. Obviously, you're a big golf guy, and they bring in a lot of former athletes, whether it's MLB to the NBA through Banana Ball. I want to ask you as a golfer, is there any golfer that you would like to bring on to Local Beach in 2026, whether it's a collaboration, dance, video, trick play? Who would you bring on?
That's a really good question. I've always been a fan of what Good does for their content creation. Traveling. Starting off early on in their careers, they were doing a lot of golf trick shots and things like that, and it just stuck just straight with golf and everything. So, anyone in that Good family, I feel like that'd be a really cool environment to say, hey, come try the baseball thing. Like I've actually tagged and had a conversation with Brad Dahlke. Said, hey, give it a shot. He's got all sorts of things going on with Good and all these tournaments he's going to go and win essentially. But I think that's a really cool aspect of seeing like these guys are getting involved with the community and seeing the thing they're getting tagged in all these videos and whatnot and still interacting. So I'd say some of those good guys, I'd like to see them kind of take on some of these challenges with the golf clubs.
I mean, I'd love to see it in 2026 getting on some of these golf guys. Good, for example. I mean, a lot of golfers think that, they can hit a baseball if they've never played baseball before. So it's great
Yeah.
to see maybe some being proved wrong or proved right. You never know. But I mean, outside of golf, do you have a celebrity or MLB legend that maybe you idolized growing up that you would love to see connect with you in Loco Beach?
Let's see here. Growing up, I always kind of try to model myself off of like Greg Maddux or John Smoltz. I grew up in the Georgia area actually. So like I was a big Braves fan, always watched them growing up, and I hear they're really good golfers. They turned their career around and they're playing in these events called the NFL The Pro, which is really, or, excuse me, not NFL The Pro, but like MLB The Pro. This is just a big event that they put on for ex-athletes and still like current athletes. But yeah, I'd say one of those two guys, John Smoltz or Greg Maddux, is just, someone who I model myself after when I was pitching is just fill at the strike zone, try not to walk guys and get outs early. I've had complete games in high school where I throw 70 pitches. I'm like, that's the idea is just try to throw 7 innings, 70 pitches, 10 to 15 pitches an inning. And, they call it the Maddux for a reason. You go 9 innings and you keep your pitch count low and, you're going to win a ball game.
I mean, I'd love to see those guys, being implemented in Loco Beach. I mean, there's a lot of stadiums around the southeast area that they can easily go
Oh yeah.
to travel for Loco Beach. Personally, I'm a Cardinals fan, though I do live in the Georgia area. I moved down here a few years ago, go to school here. I hear a lot of Braves talk from everybody around me. So
Yeah.
honestly, I'd love to see Greg Maddux or John Smoltz in Banana Land in 2026. But sticking on the topic of Banana Land in 26, I mean, I've interviewed a lot of Loco Beach guys for this upcoming season, and I want to ask you. You have amazing stadiums you're playing in 26. I mean, ESPN, Gillette Stadium, just to name a couple. Is there a specific stadium that you're looking forward to playing in 2026? Petco Park has been a very popular answer.
That is certainly up there on my list, but number one is probably something that's very, very well overlooked. It's Portland, Maine, actually, for me, because that's where my career ended in minor league baseball. I just, finished off on the wrong foot. I'd turned into something I had never been in my entire life. I think I threw like 26 pitches and 6 strikes. So this feels like a little redemption of going back out there, playing in a ballpark where I saw my career end on one side but getting another chance to come back and play again, to me, that's going to tug at my heart a little bit and get a chance to go and play there again.
I mean, that's great to hear that you want to have a full circle moment. I look forward to that in 2026, especially, having a redemption arc, the villain arc of Will Ethridge, and we like
Yeah.
to say, for Loco Beach, go Loco in, Portland, Maine. But honestly, I'd love to see it in 2026. And honestly, I love to hear the guys who are excited about the smaller stadiums and not like the football stadiums or the major league stadiums because, obviously in outside of Portland and playing for Portland Sea Dogs. I mean, the guys up in the Northwest don't really have a lot of pro sports to look forward to outside of Washington. So
Mhm.
honestly, I love to see it for 2026. Now, I want to ask you this. Obviously, you're a pitcher, and there's a lot of rules that are implemented in banana ball. If you could create your own banana ball rule specifically for pitchers, I'm gonna say that's maybe not already in the banana ball rule book. What would it be and why?
I would, let's see here. I would challenge if you had a hitter that you were like, hey, I don't want to face, you could challenge him and say, "Hey, we're going to swap spots. You now have to pitch, and I have to hit, and I'm going to try to get an out. If I end up getting a hit or some sort, then it counts as that guy hitting. But if I get out, it still counts as an out. So I'm not necessarily trying to strike out, but I have to put a ball in play for it to count. Otherwise, I have to go back and face him again."
I mean, I would love to see that a switch, switch pitcher. We see a lot of dual threat guys like Shohei Ohtani, obviously in the league. We see guys like Jack Caglianone, for the Royals out there. Would you consider yourself a two-way player?
I have not seen a live pitcher in 10 years. So I could probably ramp up to it. I've gotten a couple bats that I've just collected over the past few years that I can just go and start swinging now. But I don't think that's going to be in my territory unless we end up having a game where we ended up playing pitchers versus position players swapped or something like that. Maybe like a fun game that's just like, hey, we'll do it at Grayson Stadium and just air it online and just see what kind of traction we get from that.
I mean, honestly, I'd love to see that implemented in 2026. Again, if Jesse Cole is listening and he wants to implement any sort of new rules, listen to the Will Etheridge rule of 2026 for Banana Ball. Now, I want to ask you this. Obviously, you spent many years, as mentioned before, with the Rockies organization in pro ball. Obviously, a lot of baseball players have a specific regimen or pregame ritual or pregame snack that they like to eat or do before every game. What pregame ritual or snack are you looking forward to doing for the Loco Beach Coconuts in 2026? Are you going to keep the same regimen that you had in Pro Ball and carry it on to Loco Beach, or is it going to be switched up?
I really kind of change things up from week to week. Not saying like I was trying things and they failed and I go back to try something else, but I had a time I remember back in my freshman year of college, actually. I had like literally Zaxby's the night before. The next day, I went and struck out 10 guys. And then I did it again the very next week. I had Zaxby's the night before, and I went and struck out 10 guys. So it's like maybe this is the first time I'll be back in an area that has a Zaxby's that I can go and get some and try that out. Who knows where we're going to be traveling to if they're going to have a Zaxby's within a close distance to the field. But you know, that was probably the only time that I had a real ritual of trying to do something pregame. Oh, actually, I take that back. Here's another one. My junior year of college, I wore a Max Scherzer jersey to the field every single day, just to try to like replicate his mentality of going out there and just I'm a dog out there. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to eat whatever's put on my plate, and then if I'm still hungry, I'm going to go get some more. So that was a really fun, pregame ritual that I would like kind of dive into beforehand. It's just the second I wake up, brush my teeth, and then the jersey comes on, and I felt like I was Max Scherzer.
I mean, honestly, I love that. Honestly, Zaxby's, I tried that for the first time back in 2021 because they didn't have those up in Illinois until I moved down here. And honestly, that Zax sauce is top tier. You can
Yes.
get it with the wings and things and everything. And honestly, I would love that. So I want to ask, well, I actually want to ask this, which Max Scherzer jersey? The Nationals, Tigers,
It was a
Diamondbacks?
Max Scherzer. Nationals
Is
Max
it?
Scherzer when he was throwing I think it was literally the year after he had the 20 strikeout game, the no hitter as well, Cy Young. Just that was pretty impressive.
I mean, it's very, very interesting that, as a Brave, I'm assuming you're a Braves fan.
Yeah, yeah,
Bra Brave fan wearing a national. I mean, whatever works, works.
yeah.
Personally,
I would always cut ties. Like if it's literally all only on the day I pitched, I would be like, hey, I'm Max Scherzer. But after that, it's just like, it's like anyone in the big leagues. They're kind of chasing paychecks out there and just trying to make sure that their whole entire generation is taken care of. But I mean, that guy is just a dog wherever he went, and I just loved what he did.
I mean, MLB Hall of Famer when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Will Etheridge is going to be a Banana Ball Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. I look forward to that in 2026. Now, honestly, I want to talk to you about this. Obviously, custom bats are not a thing in Banana Ball as of right now, but you're a pitcher. And I asked this to Frank Muscatello, who was drafted by the Bananas. He said he'd make his out of a pizza or a cannoli. If you could make your custom glove out of anything, it doesn't have to be beach related, but that's non, I guess, material related to baseball, what would it be and why?
I would probably make something out of literally a coconut because it's pretty close to, the size of what you can catch a baseball with. Whether it's the hair shavings that you can wove it into, like something that you can stick your hand into, or if you go old school where it's just almost like a pad and you're holding the coconut and you're trying to field it. That could be something that we could possibly work out, and you may actually see something like that this year.
I mean, honestly, I would love to see that for the local beach coconuts guys. I mean, I can imagine all of you using, coconuts as gloves. And I think if that was put on the banana ball shop, I think that would sell out very fast, personally, for me. But next question for you. Obviously, I mean, you've wore a lot of jerseys throughout your baseball career, and everybody loves the local beach coconuts jerseys. I mean, like, the I don't know what color the blue is. I'd say like a light blue, like a
Mhm.
beach blue. I'll call it a beach blue. In the orange. If you can create your own Loco Beach Coconuts jersey that's already not created, what would it look like?
I would probably do something along the lines like, I go back to the coconuts. They have those little, shavings, almost like not the inside, but like the hairs on the outside, like almost like a Chewbacca suit or like something like that, where you had like maybe like some white bottoms to be the inside of the coconut, but then the jersey up top had those little flint. I don't even know what you call them. I'm sure there's some shirt out there that girls like to wear or something that's just got those little dangly bits and just make it almost look like you're wearing the outside of a coconut.
I
So
mean, honestly, those would sell out fast too.
yeah.
I think Coach Croc would be right on it, putting his credit card down and buying those out for the whole team. If that was an option, honestly, I'd buy it. I'd buy it for sure. But I mean, next question for you is obviously you played pro ball for so long, and something that wasn't really implemented in pro ball, whereas the trick plays and the dances
Mhm.
and everything that goes into it. It's your rookie season, a banana ball in 2026. Are there any trick plays or dances that you have go-tos or you're looking forward to use in 26?
I let's see here. I got approval that the golf shot is going to be a trick pitch, and it can count towards that. I was thinking as well as if I were to field a ball while I was holding the golf club, I would probably drop the ball and try to hit it over to the first baseman as well. Those are kind of like my mainstays. Is like this is my who I am. Is I'm going to be the golfer on the team, and that's my main trick pitch and trick play kind of deal. But if I were in the event where I'm just literally throwing the ball and I have to field it with my glove, I'm thinking about doing like an all sports thing, like try to punt it over there. See if I can kick it over, like I'm punting from a field goal or punting from 4th and 10, something along those lines of just trying to incorporate some other sport of like like a soccer kick or something, some hacky sack. I'm always moving my feet some way or form, and I'm always a big fan of playing some hacky sack before games to get you warmed up a little bit. So I think that's going to play a lot of what I do going into the season.
I mean, you have to be a versatile guy when it comes to athletics and different sports for banana ball. So honestly, if I can see that in 2026, I feel like all the fans around everywhere who watch banana ball, because it's global. Because I saw somebody from England talking about banana ball on their page. So honestly, I think everybody would love to see that in 2026. Now, obviously, Will, you're a rookie heading into your local beach coconut season, and then there's a lot of veteran guys who were acquired in the draft, heading to the team as well. Which teammates on Loco Beach are you looking forward to collaborating with in 26?
I would say I got to brush up on some dance moves. So I'm gonna go with Drake Fontenot. See if he can teach me a little bit about moving around. Um, I think that would be interesting. Me and Keegan are gonna get some hunting videos out there as well. And I mean, I'm gonna be pretty much. I'm not really say no. I'm gonna say yes to whoever wants to do something. Like I want to try everything out. I know there's a lot of different characters on the team. So I'm going to be involved. We'll see everyone on everyone's page over the course of the entire season.
I mean, I look forward to all the collaborations. I had Drake Fontenot a couple weeks ago. He said his go-to dance move was the shimmy. So maybe we can get some Will Etheridge shimmies out there for 2026. And honestly, I look forward to all the different videos and collaborations and dances and trip videos in 26. So honestly, I look forward to that. Now, Will, I have one final question for you, and I ask this for every Banana Ball guy. Obviously, Banana Ball's prided on fans first entertainment. What does the term fans first personally mean to you?
So, fans first means to me is putting myself in their shoes and seeing how they perceive me. I want to be almost on their level every single time. They talk about a lot of like, you're going to see a lot of kids you'll meet and you need to get down to their level. Well, at one point, I was their size, wanting to look up to those kids. And I can still vividly remember being that guy that would just go to, baseball games and ask for autographs for people who I never even knew. And it's just something like I still have that connection to being a kid in my life. It's just going out there and just being full, diving into like anything that I'm doing, no matter what. I'm not going to say no. I want to get into, all sorts of things with being in front of the fans. Crocco's told me that I got a chance to be a starter is that when I'm pitching, I'm on the field, but when I'm not, I'm likely going to spend the entirety of the weekend out in the stands trying to, spend time with kids that may not get a chance to be close enough to see a player. So that's what's something that I'm really looking forward to going into next year and just seeing how many kids and people in general I can impact.
Honestly, that's what it's all about, especially when it comes from the baseball aspect to content creation. I mean, you were in pro ball for so long, and something that Banana Ball and Fans First Entertainment, really prides himself on is getting to interact with the fans before the games and, getting the autographs and making those connections because you never know if that's going to be their one and only Banana Ball game or, saved up the money to go to. So honestly, I feel like you're a great fit, man, for the Local Beach Coconuts, great fit for Banana Ball. And I look forward to seeing what you guys do and what you do, Will, for 2026 with Banana Ball. But thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule to do this. I truly appreciate this. This will probably be up within the next like 10, 15 minutes. I edit pretty fast.
So
So, I look forward to seeing what you do, and I hope you have a happy holidays.
there we go. Thank you very much. Happy holidays to you too.